one of the things that's been a big life lesson for me recently is to learn to trust yourself. And it's something that I've preached a lot. I preach about it and Never Work Harder Than Your Students. Don't become a cookie cutter teacher. Be your own best self. And yet there's so much pressure to conform, to be the idealized version of yourself, that you forget who you really are. And so you go through life and you live a life that's inauthentic. You have a professional practice that's inauthentic. You're teaching in ways that you know they don't really match up with your belief system, but you've got this pressure. Or you're leading and treating people in ways that you know aren't quite right, but my leadership training says I have to do it this way. I got to get rid of this teacher. And even me as a consultant, building a consulting firm, sometimes I forget and I try to look like everybody else. And every once in a while, I have to come back to myself and say, no. I have to live an authentic life. I have to do work that's authentic. That's the work that's powerful. That's the work I can get the most passionate about. And what's happening now is teachers they're under so much pressure, and we're doing so much to teacher-proof teaching that teachers have forgotten how to trust themselves. And so I go into schools all the time and I'm talking to them and we're going through the process of whatever professional development, and they look at me and they say, "You mean I can teach this way? You mean I'm allowed to do this?" I have not heard anything more tragic. Yeah. Well, you're getting paid to teach that way. You're not getting paid to be some caricature of somebody's idealized version of a teacher. You're getting paid to bring your best self, your passion, your knowledge, your understanding of kids, and you're getting paid to put that in front of kids every day. And what I worry about is the more inauthentic we get as teachers and leaders because we're trying to conform to a standard, or we're trying to make everybody uniform, right? Rather than having everybody kind of espouse a general sense of principles, you're going to teach kids to be inauthentic. You're going to teach kids that life is really about living an inauthentic existence. And one of two things is going to happen. Kids are either going to do that or they're going to rebel completely and go too far. And both cases, they miss the mark. I think that we've got to learn as educators how to trust ourselves again, to trust our own intelligence, not to the point where we go rogue and, we just it's relativism all over again and anything goes in a classroom. No, we know things that work. But when you look at it from a principal perspective, I can take those principles and make them work in a way that works for who I am and for what my kids need. And as soon as we lose sight of that, whether it be as a teacher or as a principal, or in my case, even as a consultant and someone who's training other people, the moment you lose sight of that, your work becomes drudgery, it becomes fake, and it becomes a commodity instead of something that really will change the world.